The Forest dealership quoted 1.3 million RMB. We can get it done for 200,000. After it's repaired, would you dare drive it? Why do people say only Audi can make an entrance? Because the Forest shop quotes 200,000 for 2 headlights. That's enough for me to fix this whole car. It's not that different from a Lamborghini bedroom. An Audi Q8 is a very niche, very uncommon model. Who are the people who would spend 800 to 900k to buy this car? These two cars differ by more than 3 million RMB. Compared with the more practical Audi Q7, the Q8's exterior design is more trendy and more appealing to young people, especially the body lines. They're really full and sculpted. Anyone who drives this car definitely has personality, and it even has a distinctive headliner. This Audi Q8 looks badly damaged, but it's actually no small damage at all. The whole front face is gone, only the plate bracket is left. Even the drive shaft has been pushed to the front. The most expensive part to repair is the entire front end. Why do people say only Audi can make an entrance? Because the Forest shop quotes 200,000 for 2 headlights. That's enough for me to fix this whole car. For sourcing these headlights, we only need a few thousand yuan to get it done. The hard part of repairing this car is mainly these 2 frame rails. See, they've already been snapped. Over here, look, it just dropped right off. As for the crash bar, even though it's relatively thin, in front of speed, it's nothing. It's basically a death sentence. It looks extremely severe. Including this reinforcement rib, it's already at a 45-degree angle. It's completely bent. Same on this side. This is an all-aluminum body, and it's already blown apart. So people say it's not worth repairing, but we'll follow the factory assembly process and install brand new parts. Later on, for these seam sealant lines, we'll handle them properly to prevent water leaks and also prevent squeaks and rattles, and take care of these weld points. We have professional equipment. After pressing riveting, it'll be exactly like the original car. People who say cars like this can't be driven after repair, it's because the person you hired didn't do a good job. Actually, what affects safety the most and handling or drivability is basically the engine, the chassis, and things like the airbags. On our car, the engine has already been pushed rearward by the impact, so right now we can only drop the drivetrain down to see what exactly is damaged. And for the chassis parts, whatever is broken, later it's not just about replacing parts. We also have to calibrate and align it. That's the most important step. It must be calibrated, so the dimensions are exactly the same as the original. Then handling won't be a problem. As for exterior trim parts, this stuff is basically scrap metal. A few hundred yuan, and you can get it, including the hood. A little over 1,000 yuan and it's done. We buy a new one and install it directly. These bolts, just finish them up at the end, and it's okay. Now let's take a look at the interior. The airbags have already deployed, but it's just an individual component. We only need to buy an OEM part and install it. It won't affect using it again. This Audi Q8, we haven't even had time to fully disassemble it yet, to sort out most of the parts, to pursue the best value for the customer. For the repair, we'll use some brand new OEM parts, and some others will be OEM used parts from a donor car. That way, the final installation will give the best result. Most importantly, it saves the customer a huge amount of money. These frame rails and this strut tower assembly, we removed them from another car. They're already in the original black paint, so we don't even need to repaint. These sealant lines are exactly the same as the original cars. If we apply new sealant later, there's no way it can look exactly like the factory. This saves us a lot of labor and time, but the cost is a bit high. Still, as long as it meets the customer's needs, it's worth it. Alright, no more talk. Let's get into the real work. This computer module is especially critical. It affects the data of the whole vehicle, so we have to keep it intact. The body structure of this Audi Q8, the bodywork and paint stage is already finished. Let's zoom in to look at some detailed results after the work. Fixing this car is easy. But if you want to restore it to perfection, to the same state as the original car, it's not easy. Including these sealant lines we applied, we did them a full 10 times to get the best result and present it to everyone. Original. What the factory sealant lines look like. This is how the factory did it. For our sealant line, we just do it as naturally as possible. There's no need to deliberately imitate that factory feel. The factory sealant is pretty rough too. And this anti-corrosion wax, see? The factory sprayed it all over the place too. We sprayed it casually as well. As long as after spraying it's glossy, right, and looks natural, that's fine. Including these frame rails, we did them to the factory standard, welding them accordingly. All the screws inside the repaired areas. And the sealant, right, we all use Audi special 2-component structural adhesive, cured in 3 stages. And for these bolts, we operate to the same standard as building a car throughout the process. Also, the color of the frame rail. The rear section is original. The front was blended in. We didn't spray it too heavy, so it looks a bit whitish here. As it gradually transitions to black, you can't tell. The factory is like this too. Some areas were sprayed heavier, so they're darker, but some areas are just misted on. We paint it to the same standard as the original car. Only then can the effect be the best. This is all the car's original state. After the paint is done, we use this paint thickness gauge, this instrument, to test the thickness of the paint. Here, on this side, our repainted area is in the 30 range. Now let's look at the rear. This part hasn't been painted. From the factory it's also between 20 and 40. A salvage title accident car actually isn't scary, as long as you repair it well. Driving it normally is no problem. In front of speed, there's no absolute. See, this Maybach is the same. It was also a new car, and it got smashed like this. So, whether it's a repaired car or a new car, as long as you crash it, right, there will always be some issues. Back to this car. In the video you can clearly see the 2 frame rails. We've already replaced them. We replaced them to the factory build standard at this joint area. As for the exterior, you've watched lots of our videos, right? We can handle it very well. But what everyone cares about most now isn't just the outside, it's what's inside, the details. So, let's look at the inside details. We'll insert a borescope and take a look. What kind of result we achieved? Anti-corrosion, rust prevention, right? Whether it's cavity wax or paint, we've done it perfectly. Alright, let's look. There are no defects in here. This is the natural factory texture. No difference at all. We won't spray dust aging on this car, because the owner still wants to drive it for 10 years. We want them to get back that feeling of picking up a brand new car last year.